piecewise defined function, an example from real-world situation that involves a step function or piecewise function. The shipping cost of items purchased from an online store is dependent on the weight of the items. The table represents shipping cost y. Based on the weight x, graph the function. What are the domain and the range of the function? What are the maximum and minimum values? So this is a step function, but step functions are a family of the piecewise functions. So first of all, let's write this function, this piecewise function, as in this form, in the form what is usually what we write, is f of x is equal. So because here I have 4 functions, I will start here from the when f of x is 5 is in the interval that x is between 0 and 2, but this is an open closed interval 0 and smaller or equal to 2. Now the other one is f of x is 8. If f of x is 8, then what do we have here is in the interval 2 and x is smaller or equal to 4. So we already have this one. And the other one is when we have f of x is 11. So here is f of x is 11. And the interval x is smaller than, x is greater than 4, but smaller or equal to 6. And now we have the other one when f of x is 14, and the interval is between 6 and 8 points, between 6 and 8 points, so is greater than 6 and is less or equal to 8. So now we want this to graph it. And to graph this function, first of all, we go into 5. 5 is between 4 and 6, so it's here somewhere 5. So here is a 5. And now we are graphing, because here is open, so let me write this is open here into the 0 and into the 2, and the end point is closed. So let me write something like this. And now let me draw the line. So this is the straight line, but I cannot draw very straight, but this is a straight line. Now we go in when y is 8, or f of x is 8, and 8 is right here, but it is in the interval between 2 and 4. So here is a 2 between 2 and 4. Here is open, starts with the open, the initial point, and the end point here is closed, and closed is to 4. So is in this interval. Then I'm going to 11. 11 is between 10 and 12 here, but the interval is between 4 and 6, but in the 4 initial value is open. And when I'm going to the end point here, the end point is closed. Okay. And now I'm going to the last one is a 14. 14 is here 14, f of x is 14, and is in interval 6 and 8, but in 6 is open, the initial point here is open, and this interval, this here is closed. So this kind of function, step function, we call least integer function or a ceiling function, because it starts with the open and ends with the closed. But now let's go back here and let's see what is asking the question. The question is what are the domain? We graph it already, and it says what are the domain and the range. If we are looking for the domain here, the domain is let's see here, it starts with the open, so I can write here with the open, and is interval, because this interval from here to here is open, but if we are looking is a removable discontinuity. So here it means it can the interval can continue as a domain, and the domain is going to be to start from 0, but 0 is open. And the last point here is 8, but 8 is closed. And because it's closed, we can write with a bracket in this form. What is the range of the function? The range of the function is a discrete because it's a 1 point here, 5, 8, 11, and 14. So those are just the points. It's a set of the points, and we can write the range is a 5, then is a 8, is a 11, and is 14. So the range is the set of the points. So this is the range. We found the domain of the range, and it says what are the maximum and minimum values. The minimum value we are looking with respect to y-axis, which means is 5. So it means is a $5. The minimum value that they can earn, or they can purchase those items, is a $5. So if we are looking here in the terms of the dollar, the minimum value of these items is a $5. But if we are looking for the maximum, we are looking with respect to the y-axis, and with respect to the y-axis, the greater value here is a 14, or in the range is a 14, 5 and 14. So this is the range in which the price is. It means that the maximum value is a 14. Respectively, the maximum value that costs an item here is $14.